Hi, everyone. Welcome. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me today. Today, we're talking about how the five love languages can be applied to our self-love and our relationship with ourselves. So the five love languages, those were developed by a family counselor named Gary Chapman. And what he found in his work was that a lot of couples and families were coming in and they were really frustrated that I'm showing my partner all this love. One partner would say, I feel like I'm showing my partner all this love, and they just feel like I'm not giving them anything. And what he realized was that people have different ways of expressing our love for each other, and we have different ways that we like to receive our love for each other. And so he came up with 5 categories, which is words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, gift receiving, acts of service, and physical touch. And between those 5 categories, people have preferences. If you're interested in this, you can take a quiz online, just Google 5 love languages, and it'll come up of what your preference and what works for you about how you like to receive love within your partnership. And once couples were aware of that, the harmony and the peace in their relationship just went through the roof because they realized, oh, my partner actually was trying to show me love. They were just showing it in a way that I wasn't recognizing. And so what we can think about with the 5 love languages is not just how they can affect our relationship with a romantic partner, but also how we can apply those to our relationship with ourselves, right? So self-love is so important. It's, something we should all be cultivating within ourselves, giving ourselves lots of self-love, right? And so this idea that we can increase the harmony in our relationship with someone else, we can increase harmony with our relationship with ourselves as well, if we're being mindful about which love languages we like to receive from ourselves. Because again, the love language we like to give can be different than the love language we like to receive. So today we're going to talk about some examples of practicing those 5 love languages with yourself. So I'm going to go through these one by one. They're pretty self-explanatory, but I will give you some examples if that does resonate for you. But of course, if you have ideas that I don't mention, go with that. Please go ahead, take care of yourself. You know what works best for you in your relationship with yourself. So the first one is words of affirmation. So again, this is exactly what it sounds like. It's speaking in a way that is affirming. Some examples could be, I'm so proud of you, or you did a great job, or you look beautiful, or you're smart. It can be about a specific thing, or it can be about in general. So some ways you can practice words of affirmation with yourself are, of course, affirmations. I'm a big fan of affirmations. I've been using them in my life for a really long time. And these are just simple things of like, it's safe for me to trust myself. I love myself. I'm a kind person. I have inner peace, whatever. They're in the present tense and they are affirming something that is desirable. You can also compliment yourself. Again, this can be something general or something specific. It could be after something happened. It could be based on something you're wearing, or it could be an activity you do, or just something that's valuable to you, but offering yourself a compliment. Along the same lines, you can say something that you're proud of for yourself. You can engage in positive self-talk, right? So words of affirmation can also be if you're doing something challenging and you decide to say to myself, okay, I can do this. I know I can get there. I can keep going. I can go one day at a time, right? So just even being encouraging to yourself. You can write yourself a letter, you can journal it, a letter of love, all the things you love about yourself, some compassion for yourself, right? Like, I know you're going through a really hard time, but I want to let you know that I feel you, all this. You can write yourself a forgiveness letter, because even though this thing happened, I still love you and I'm proud of you and I'm going to stay with you and we're going to figure this out, right? However, the words come out for you that feel good is the important thing here with words of affirmation. You can also leave notes around your house, like sticky notes. You can put them in your wallet, in your car, in wherever, but just being kind and just really embodying gentle, loving compassion for yourself through language and like being intentional with that. Okay, and the second love language is quality time. And so this is just spending time one-on-one with yourself. I know I'm going to say one-on-one here, or I just did, but there are some examples where they aren't one-on-one, where maybe you have a teacher and an instructor or someone else there. But the important piece with that is that you're still investing time in yourself. Like you're being specific with your time and choosing what works for you. So one example of quality time could be hobbies. Okay, and this is, sometimes we monetize our hobbies, but this is a reminder that you can have hobbies that you don't monetize, or you can do them just for fun. You can practice a hobby and not be the best at it, right? So your hobbies, things that you're interested in, things you like to do, things you want to explore, right? That's definitely a way you can have quality time with yourself. Another one is to explore nature, just take a walk in whatever nature is near you, or explore a part of town you haven't been to. Just doing something, these solo dates, spending time by yourself. It could be taking yourself out to dinner, going to a movie with yourself, traveling somewhere, watching something you really want to watch, but feel like, oh, I don't have anyone really to watch it with, again, learning a new skill, developing a hobby, taking a course about something, those question games that are kind of in right now. It's like, in 5 years, where do you see yourself, right? You can do one of those with yourself, asking yourself reflective questions, hearing what your own thoughts are about things with this, right? So just spending quality time to get to know yourself. You can also do this meditation, prayer, just things like this. And something with quality time, the important thing here too is another gift we can give ourselves with quality time, which is basically affirming to ourselves that our time is valuable, is don't overload your schedule. You can take a break. You don't have to do 100 million things a day to prove to yourself that I have quality time with myself, right? Quality time can be like doing nothing. It can be relaxing. It can be taking a nap. It can be going for a walk. It can be, doing things that are not the most like quote unquote productive, right? Reading a book, right? But you're communicating to yourself that my time is important, and I'm going to express that by being specific about what I'm doing with my time in order to get to know myself and nourish myself and just give myself a lot of love and compassion, quality time with myself. Okay, the third one is gifts. So receiving gifts. So this one, sometimes people think a lot of times has to be money involved immediately. It can, but it doesn't have to be. You can treat yourself to a meal. So you can go out and buy yourself a nice dinner somewhere. You can get your nails done or any other type of beauty regime treatment you like. You can take a class or an experience, right? I really want to learn how to rock climb, so I'm going to take this class. Or I've never, done this one activity, I'm going to go do that. It can be, you can take an art class if you've never done that before, right? You can invest your money in something that is valuable to you, that's important to you. And then again, you don't have to spend money to do this. You can make yourself a gift, right? So if we think, when we're a kid, we, draw pictures or we make something, or, a lot of these gifts that come from the heart and that are very sweet and thoughtful. And so you can make a gift and give that to yourself, right? It could be, if you're not the most creative person or you don't feel like you are, just trust what comes up and try not to belittle something you made. Being able to be creative is it's a highly emotionally mature skill to be able to have. So being able to express yourself, to create a gift that you give to yourself that you like, is, not something to shame yourself for. And then again, same thing with gifts. When we talked about quality time, we had like having some boundaries around that, right? Another gift you can give yourself, receiving gifts, is only buying stuff that you love. So when you really buy something for yourself, it means that you are really intentional about, I really love this. It means a lot to me. It feels good to me. This is really what I want to allow into my life. And so with giving gifts, you can remember that only buying what you love is also a way you can communicate love and care for yourself. Okay, the fourth love language is acts of service. And so this is something that you do that maybe doesn't feel like, I'm so excited to do this, but we really can appreciate with that. So one thing could be cleaning your house, it could be making your bed, it could be cooking a meal for yourself, taking the trash out, doing your to-do list, completing a home project, organizing something, cleaning something, grooming yourself, right? Just these things that maybe we might not associate with like, oh, how is that an act of love? But like when it's done, we feel so happy, right? The laundry's put away, this room is cleaned up, these things or whatever, right? So giving ourselves the love and care that we deserve to feel the effects of these things that we're doing, that's where it comes from with doing that. And finally, we have physical touch. And so this one, again, like all the other ones, pretty self-explanatory. You can stretch, you can do a skincare routine. If you have any of the at-home, like, face misters, anything like that, you can give yourself a hand massage, leg massage, whatever part of your body you can reach. You can take a bath. You can have put on like a cozy blanket or robe. You can give yourself a hug or a pat on the back, or just like be really nourishing and loving and gentle and kind to yourself in that way. If you want to spend money, you can get a massage or get other body work done that feels good to you. But again, it's not necessary for any of these things to spend money if you don't want to. There are a lot of free ways you can practice all these gifts for yourself. But physical touch is, again, like there is body-mind connection and awareness with that. Okay, and so I just want to recap really quick. Just remember that you don't have to spend money to do these things. You can if you want to. But the point of this is to be reflective and realize that the way that we like to receive love from ourselves and from other people, and even the way we like to give love, all of those can be separate. There can be some overlap, obviously, but those can all be separate, right? Maybe the things I like to do with myself to show myself love and care are really different than what I like to do with my friends or my romantic partner, or how I like to give things to other people, right? And so just a lot of this is trial and error, seeing what works and what doesn't work for you. The point is just to be intentional about developing that relationship with yourself and offering yourself some love and care. And again, like not feeling like you have to get it perfectly right away. Like, let's say you try one of these things and you're like, well, that didn't feel the best, like, okay, then you don't have to do it again. So you can have boundaries around that. And again, not telling you that you need to spend a bunch of money, make it work for you. This is yes, this is no, just how it works and how it resonates for you, and start small. You don't have to do everything overnight, just practicing these small little things for yourself. And then just let one little caveat, again, like I was saying while I was describing these things, some of these do have overlap. And so maybe, okay, well, let's say I'm doing this one thing in this category, but it also looks like this other thing. That's really normal. These things don't exist, as isolated boxes of themselves. And it's not a checklist of like, okay, I did my 5 words of affirmation and here's my gift one and here's my this. I mean, you can do that if it helps you, but don't make it so rigid to the point that you can't actually enjoy what you're doing for yourself. Okay, so this is, again, just remember that it's your life, it's your relationship with yourself. Cultivate what feels good to you, and it's in a way that's beneficial for you. And it's just, again, being clear about what works best for you, about continuing to know yourself. And there may be seasons of your life or different situations where certain love languages work for yourself better than others. All that is totally okay. But again, the point of this is to bring some lightness and love and compassion and cultivate that healthy self-esteem and healthy self-love within ourselves. Okay, that's everything I have for you. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me today. If you ever want any more information about me, all that is linked below. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a wonderful day.